Oh, here's your Backstage pass.
Quiet on the set.
Action!
Welcome to Sedona's Backstage Pass with Shondra, presented by Chef Lisa Dahl. This is your inside look into culture, curators, and creative artists. And now, your host, Shondra.
Welcome, my VIPs. You've got your Backstage Pass, and you are in. Do I have a show for you today? I'm so excited. I have Nate Meyers from the Sedona Historical Society, Sedona Heritage Museum, and that's a whole story into itself. Got lots to tell you about that. And the talented sculptor and singer-songwriter musician, Jill Trenholm, with me today. You know, you got to tune in. You tune in on Saturdays at 10 a.m. every Saturday. This is our 38th show. So exciting. Soon it's going to be a year when we hit into May, top of May. But here's the deal. You're going to hear behind-the-scenes stories and from people that you know, but you don't really know them, do you? You don't really know them. So every Saturday, you can stream in on mellowmountainradio.com at 10 a.m., Saturdays, like I said. Or if you're listening on a radio, you can go to KAZM 106.5 FM and 780 AM. So do that. If you miss a show or you want to go back and just listen to a ton of shows or a specific one, you can always go to Spotify, Pandora Radio, Apple Podcasts, and others. Just look it up, Sedona's Backstage Pass. So I'm going to tell you what's going on this weekend and next week. There's a lot happening. So I always have to just choose, right? One of the biggest things I want to tell you about is something that has already started, and it's going through this weekend, and it's called the Volunteers Sedona and the Verde Valley's Week of Service. I spoke about this last week. It's really important, you guys. It actually came from an event called Mitzvah Day, which was started by the late, great Barbara Luttrell, incredible individual, and also Rabbi Alicia McGall, who's here in Sedona. And now the Volunteers Sedona and Verde Valleys, the volunteers, it's vsvv.org if you want to check them out. It's fantastic. They turned it into a week of service. So this is the 2026 week of service. Check it out again at vsvv.org. This is bringing residents and neighbors and partners together for hands-on projects that support food security, environmental stewardship, animal care, and local nonprofits across Sedona and the Verde Valley. It's going all the way through the 19th, so you have to check it out. All right, it's the whole weekend. Do it today, tomorrow. You can still sign up. There's a list of all the nonprofits. I'm going to tell you a few. First of all, Project Rising Hope, City of Sedona Parks Recreation, Sedona Community Food Bank, Oak Creek Watershed Council, the Verde Villages, American Red Cross, Coconino National Forest Service, and Words and Warmth. Those are the nonprofits, and I just have to tell you, it's a great thing. And, of course, the Humane Society. Did I mention that? I don't know if I did or not. The Humane Society, Sedona, they need help, and we're here to give it to them if you sign up. Again, I'm going to give you the website one more time, vsvv.org, Volunteer Sedona and the Verde Valley, and it's called Sedona Week of Service. All right. Now, another thing. Oh, I have to mention, our events calendar is always sponsored by Sedona Ballet. If you want to look and see what they're all up to, visit sedonaballet.org. Big shout out to Winnie Munch, who is the executive director and the founder of Sedona Ballet, doing wonderful things for young artists and all ages alike, enjoying ballet, doing workshops and seminars and all kinds of things. There's one coming up in April. Fantastic. When we get to April, I'll be telling you all about it. Now, let's look and see. Oh, yes, Sedona International Film Festival. They have great films over there, including now a music series that I have brought back called the In the Living Room Music Series. I had that in 2014 through 2016, and we just had our very first concert at Mary Fisher Theater, and it was wonderful. It was packed. It was Susie Showmaker. Well, now coming up on the 26th, I know this is a little in advance, but I'm going to push it, the 26th of January at 7 p.m. at Mary Fisher Theater, you'll be able to hear Jill Trenholm, who's on the show today. So you can get your tickets now. Just visit SedonaFilmFestival.com. You'll find out about all kinds of things, like, for instance, the National Theater Live. It's a presentation. It's called The Fifth Step. That is tomorrow at 4 p.m., Mary Fisher Theater. And also Sunday, January 18th at 7 p.m., there's a stand-up comedy night at Mary Fisher Theater. And you can, of course, like I said, get your tickets online at SedonaFilmFestival.com. And, oh yes, tickets are going on sale very, very soon. Individual tickets for the Sedona Film Festival. It's actually called the Sedona International Film Festival. That's what I want to say. And as you know, if you've been listening, the movie that Deb Ross and I just produced in July is in it on February 28th at 4 p.m. at the Sedona Performing Arts Center. And you can get your tickets soon. It's called High School Detention, the musical. And if you want to get a full pass or half pass, buy a group of tickets, you can do that now on SedonaFilmFestival.com. I think one more thing. Oh, this is very important. So today, you have to do this because you've got time. If you're listening after the fact, doesn't matter, right? But if you're listening live right now, till 2 p.m. at the Sedona Heritage Museum in the Apple Shed, there's a huge event going on. It is a big artist symposium. I had a guest on a couple of weeks ago, Tiffany Lord, who's a fantastic artist. She's going to be there. And something like, 14 to 18 artists that will actually be creating their art right there in the Apple Shed and outside of it. And there's also live chamber music there. It's a youth group, and they're fabulous. There's 3 gals, and they're really, really proficient at what they do. So make sure you go over there, all right? Sedona Heritage Museum. It's located on Jordan Road. So that's going on till 2 p.m. Now I think I'm finished. So I want to bring my first guest on. I'm always excited to have this gentleman with me. The question is he a gentleman? He's an executive director. Does that make you a gentleman? Nate Meyers from the Sedona Heritage Museum. I call you a gentleman because you're so nice. You're always very nice. Do you notice that?
I'll take it.
Do you ever have any issues? Do you ever get upset?
Yes.
Okay. Do you ever feel like throwing things? You can't do that in a museum.
No, never.
No, never.
No.
You do have an office, though, so you know. I once asked Patrick Schweiss that. Do you ever get mad?
What was his answer?
Oh, yes. He told me he threw his phone. I'm going to give it away.
I've never thrown my phone.
He threw his phone across the room. I went, boy, that had to have been a really bad moment.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
'Cause there's always that.
Yep.
God, don't hurt me, Pat, for saying that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, luckily being in a museum, you don't want to have collateral damage. So.
No, never, ever. By the
Very
way,
careful not to
have
throw
you ever
anything.
had somebody do something where it was like, oops? Has that ever happened at the museum?
Uh-huh.
It has happened?
Oh, sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on now. Wait, here? Has it happened at the Sedona Heritage Museum, or was this when you were there?
I don't think we've had a big whoops here
Okay.
that I can think of.
Thank goodness. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. What happened?
But, yeah, we've had some whoopsies.
Yeah. Like when that happens, what in the world do you do? I mean, your first immediate reaction has to be just,
Oh, crap.
it has to be like a complete visceral experience.
Oh, you feel it. Yeah.
I mean, it has to be.
When a
it's just-
collection item breaks, even if you didn't break it, if you find it broken, like it's on the shelf or in the box and it's broken, I mean, for me, it is a visceral, it's a physical experience. Like I
is.
feel it down in my gut where I'm like, I just feel like I've been punched in the gut. Yeah, so I haven't had that too much where it's something I've done.
Yes, but have you ever witnessed anything like that where you're like, no, and then there it is. And then what do? How do you handle this with somebody? Like, what if it was a guest at the Heritage
Throw your
Museum?
phone.
Good answer. Good answer. I love it.
Man. If it's a guest,
Yes.
what are you going to do? I mean, it's a museum. You ask them not to touch things.
And you can't
They touch
exactly
things
charge them. You can't charge them.
I mean,
like, well, that'll be, $50,000.
Right. I mean, yeah, you do hear about that sometimes where, like, it makes national news when somebody breaks some priceless artifact.
Is it
it's
insured?
a $50,000 artifact.
You can't do anything about it.
Yeah, I mean, the example I'd use most recently is right here in Sedona, where listeners may be aware of the apple turnover sculpture.
Oh,
that was,
yes.
by Fuller Barnes.
Right.
That was on Jordan Road, and some people may have been wondering, why is it no longer on Jordan Road? And that's because one of those gut punch moments, it got driven into.
Unbelievable. Someone just drove in, accident, of course.
Yeah, accident, of course.
Yeah.
Nobody did that on purpose. But, it's not even ours. Like, it belongs to the city of Sedona. And it was still one of those gut punch moments where, like,
yeah, painful.
And again, it's the cities. You could talk to Nancy Latanzi about the ins and outs of that if she's willing. But
that was a moment and a half.
But I mean, you got to go through the insurance claims and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, painful.
In that case, able to get it repaired, and we
it's now
worked
at the museum.
City. Yeah, we worked with the city to reinstall it at the museum, where it won't get driven into on Jordan
Well, we
Road
hope
again.
anyway. It is in the parking area.
It's by the parking area. There are some big old boulders blocking it. So
yeah, that's good. You're thinking, jeez, unbelievable. Yes, well, that just, I can't even imagine. This reminds me of something that had just happened. There was a big piece of art that was stolen. Didn't that just happen recently in one of the big museums?
At the Louvre.
Yes.
They had a big break-in the Louvre, and they stole a bunch of jewels.
How did they get in there? This is a movie right there. I think I've seen that movie.
Yeah, Ocean's 11.
Yes.
This was Ocean's 14.
Yes.
Yeah. That's tough. I mean, you see stories like that, and
jeez.
It really is one of those things where it's like, well, there but for the grace of God go I, like it
Good
could happen
Lord.
to anybody if it can happen to the Louvre, right? So
Right, I've been there. Have you been there? Mm-hmm. And it is
it's impressive.
It's a fortress.
Yeah.
You can't get in there.
No, they had a plan for sure to
Wow.
get in through that window, and
I mean, really,
act like you dress like you know what you're doing and like you belong, and nobody asks any questions.
and you just take millions of jewels out.
Mm-hmm.
That's bizarre.
Yep.
Doesn't somebody stop you? Excuse me, sir. I don't think that belongs to you.
Yeah.
No, this had to happen in the middle of the night, of course. Yeah.
And I don't know the update on that. I know they've recovered, or I don't know if they've recovered any of it. I know they caught some of the thieves.
That is, who's responsible for that if that happens? Like,
not me, thankfully.
Right? But I mean, like in a museum, what's the tiers? What do we have here?
Every museum's going to be a little different. At the Louvre, I imagine they have an entire security division.
Okay, so it's security, but who's
and then the
really
collections department is in charge of all of the items. So
what is
the collections
the
department?
collections?
Yeah,
oh yeah.
So they've got curators and registrars and all sorts of folks on that side of the ledger that it's their job to display them, care for them, document them.
Jeez, can you imagine how those people
I'll
felt?
tell you, I can't even imagine. Like at our museum, if we've got an exhibit. Just to give you pull back the curtain a little bit, and we're going to put something on exhibit that's been in storage. We track every movement of that item. So,
wow.
So from it's got a home location that's documented. This is where it lives. If you're looking for it, this is the shelf. This is the box. This is the folder within that box. Whatever. And when we move it and put it on exhibit, we document what day it moved, where it moved to, who moved it, what the purpose of the move was. When it comes back off exhibit and goes back into storage, who put it back in storage, when did they do it?
Wow.
All that. So museums have an incredible amount of documentation for each object.
Right. So you have to wonder, something like that, it's a major heist. So the thing is, they had to have been coming and going and planning and plotting.
They had to have planned that a while.
Because that had to have been going on for some time.
Yeah, and I'm sure at the Louvre, where they've got cameras and all that kind of thing, I'm sure they were able to go back and track the movements of the thieves, and watch them scoping it out, staking it out. But
that's a frightening thing,
It's very.
Yay.
Scary stuff.
Can't even imagine what that day was like when they opened the doors.
No, that's a bad feeling.
Did they ever talk about it? Was there a lot of destruction in that process, or was it just empty?
Yeah, they cut into the window, right? From the outside, they dressed up as workers, and they cut in from the road, and that's what I mean. Like,
what? That's crazy.
They just looked like they knew what they were doing, right? They dressed up as construction workers, and nobody on the street thought anything about it. The Louvre's getting some work done.
Unbelievable, right there.
So that you could do it in broad daylight.
Whoa. Wow. Scary.
Yeah, when the museum was open even. I mean, that was...
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yep.
Well,
Scary
there you
stuff.
go. We're not trying to give anybody any ideas.
No ideas here.
No ideas there. But this brings up a big question for me. What is it like? Give us an idea of what it is like in a day of being an executive director of the Sedona Heritage Museum. I know that you've been at the Chandler Museum prior to this. It's been 3 years now since you've been the executive director, and still going. Thank goodness. We love you. You're not going anywhere
unless you've got news to break here.
No, I'm not announcing anything that you don't know about at all. Isn't that nice?
Yes.
Nor that and apparently you're not going to announce anything I've not heard about. So, well, I serve on that board of directors, and I love the people that are on that board and working there. What's it like, though? Tell us, what's your normal day?
Well, I really like museum work for a lot of reasons, but one of them is it's never the same day twice. There's always a different challenge. There's always something different to do. As a director now, I find myself glued to my desk maybe a little bit more than in previous roles I've had, where I am the one on the the boots on the ground, going to this gallery, going to that site, doing this, and so it's maybe a little bit more sitting at my desk. I'd like to get out and move more,
but the thing about it is, you are going to conferences. Mm-hmm. You are doing things. You just did a few.
End of last year, went to where was that? Cincinnati.
Okay.
Went to Cincinnati for the American Association for State and Local History annual meeting. And that's always really great to get out. I didn't do any presentations at that one, but I have in the past. But it was kind of nice to just go and learn and network and catch up with old colleagues and
I think
meet new people and get new ideas about that. We can take from them and bring back here to Sedona. Yeah.
What was one of the most interesting conferences you did last year?
Ooh, that one was pretty good for a number of reasons. There was a lot of conversation, and maybe here's some fodder for future. We'll tease future pods. We need to talk about America 250 at some point.
Ooh, maybe we will talk about that.
The 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence coming up later this year.
It is.
But so there was a lot of conversation about that as history practitioners and museum folks think about what America 250 means and how we'll explore that story. So that was really, really interesting. Cincinnati, I don't know, how many people have been to Cincinnati, how many of your listeners have been, but it's an interesting city, and it's a lot of Art Deco architecture. Like if you really like Art Deco architecture, like you gotta go to Cincinnati.
Really, it's loaded with that.
Yes, the hotel we stayed in right in downtown was, to put it politely, I said it was Art Deco to the max, but somebody I shared the hotel elevator with one day said it was like somebody, or it was as if Art Deco vomited all over a building.
Oh my gosh.
And we were experiencing that.
Oh my gosh. That's a description. It was over the top. That was descriptive. Wow.
It was over the top, but the Art Deco in that building is over the top. So,
well, I'm gonna jump a little bit because I know I want to get back to this. Mm-hmm. What is it like in the day of, right?
Yeah.
But I do have to ask, what is the most interesting exhibit you have ever seen on your travels that just blew your mind? Ooh. You just went like, oh my gosh, that is the coolest thing, or that is the craziest thing. Or
that's a good question. I don't know about like a specific exhibit, but an experience I had at a conference, the American Alliance of Museums conference several years ago. And this is the biggest congregation of museum folks on the planet. I mean, they come from all across the world to go to this every year. And we were at a museum that had the Pompeii exhibit, the traveling exhibit of like what happened at Pompeii, and actually has artifacts from Pompeii.
Wow.
And actually has, I think they're just casts of the human forms and that kind of thing. I don't think they actually have humans traveling with it, but anyway, it's a great exhibit. Makes use of a lot of special effects with light and sound and and whatever, as if you're there with the Vesuvius exploding and all that kind of stuff. But I happened to be sharing the elevator up to this exhibit with one of the people who like literally writes the books on museum exhibits. Oh my gosh! And I just started talking to her and said, "Oh my gosh, this is kind of amazing to meet you," and you know, totally museum nerding out on this. And she was so gracious to like go through the whole exhibit with me. What? And so like got to like pick her brain about, you know, what are they trying to do here? You know, why did it work? Did it not? You know, and it was just amazing to go through an exhibit with the woman who literally writes the book.
God, that's so good. Well, you know, you just have to wonder, like, all right, that individual has seen the best and the worst.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Have you ever seen a really bad exhibit?
Lots.
Really? What do you think about the exhibits that have mannequins in them? Do you like those?
Oh, yeah. No.
I always love those. I don't know. I admit it. I'm like, I just love, as a kid, I loved museums. And I remember stealing away alone and going to, not the ones with the animals so much, because that would kind of freak me out a little bit. It's like, I don't know if I like that or not. But I don't mind they're not real, the people. And they've got the uniforms on, or they've staged stuff. Mm-hmm. And I like that because it felt like, wow. I don't know if any of that was the real stuff.
Yeah, it can be really effective form of storytelling.
Right.
I mean,
it's wonderful.
It allows you to put, you know, the actual stuff out there on a human form. You can actually, the visitors can actually see how it's worn, how it's, you know, what it's meant to look like.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah. You know, kind of transcend, puts you there for a moment in a way. And I love it. When they do displays like this, do they use the real thing or do they not? Yeah, no,
usually you do.
Really?
Your mannequins, you know, you try to have special mannequins or at least protect the artifacts from the mannequins if they're not if they're like plastic that might off gas or whatever.
Don't sweat,
you wrap those things. No, but plastic will off gas, and you don't want that to get into the fabric.
Oh, that's interesting.
And so, or they might be acidic or whatever. And so, if it's not like a special mannequin made specifically for museum exhibits, sometimes you'll see them like you won't as a visitor, but
right.
You know, the museum staff might have like wrapped it all in like unbleached cotton muslin to create a barrier there and a layer that the artifact's not touching the mannequin, that kind of thing. But I will say, you know, it got me thinking, what do you think of mannequins? Yeah. At a previous museum, we did an exhibit about a heavyweight boxer named Zora Foley, who some of your listeners may remember. He was a top contender for the heavyweight title for about 10 years. Never got a shot until he was past his prime, and Ali finally gave him a shot. And so it was a big deal. Title fight against Muhammad Ali.
Okay.
So we were putting this exhibit together, and I was working with the family members. Zora Foley's passed, but his kids are all still around. And so working with his kids on putting this exhibit together and talk to them about, hey, you know, do you have anything you might be willing to lend us or donate? They said, oh, yeah, we got some stuff. And the date of the exhibit opening is coming right up. And like, we haven't got anything from the family. And I'm like, we're going to do this exhibit about Zora Foley, and we're not going to have anything. And so I called up the kids again. And I said, hey, you know, now's the time. Oh, yeah, we got some. And so his oldest son shows up. and all he has is Zora Foley's practice jockstrap. it's embroidered and it says Zora Foley right across the front and everything. But
God.
And we put it on the mannequin and we put it in the exhibit, and we were like, this is the only thing we're gonna have that's like real. That was Zora Foley's is his practice jockstrap.
I'm like hot here, blushing. This is hysterical.
Yeah.
This cracks me up.
They did end up bringing a bunch more stuff, and it was a great exhibit. But we did have a mannequin with Zora Foley's practice jock.
That's hysterical.
Yep.
That's very funny.
Now, the practice jocks were worn over the shorts. So
okay, so but nonetheless,
so we had it over boxing shorts.
Weren't you asking for more? Were you sweating it out?
A little bit,
I guess, really. So this is a part. Now, this is not part of the executive director's gig, right?
Well, depends on the museum you're at.
Okay, like for ours, do you work on exhibits?
Yep. I've got to do a little bit. Yep, we've got an exhibit committee that we work on exhibits together, and even beyond the committee, exhibits are a whole team. It takes a whole team. So you need somebody to proofread the text. You need, we need to bring in our collections people so that they can get the artifacts we want to display, that they can
right.
that they can mount them up and make sure that they're displayed properly and safely for the artifacts and that kind of thing. So it exhibits really are a whole team effort. It's more than just the exhibit committee. They might do the development of the idea, the curation, the research, the writing, but you got
the executive director.
Our committee, and in our case, because we're such a small museum,
right?
I got my hands all over that. Yeah.
So we have Clancy Sage. Mm-hmm. She's awesome, historian, and we have Becky Cruz. Geez, yes, Becky Cruz. Love these women; they're amazing. Who else works on there?
Those are the primary ones.
Okay,
yeah,
and then yourself.
Yeah,
and then who pulls everything?
Yeah, so once we know what artifacts we want to use, we submit that to our registrar, who's Nathan Porter.
Right,
Nathan, and he'll take that list and he'll go into the collection storage and pull the items we want, and of course document it, like I said before.
Right.
And, he'll help us mount those up. And
so now another thing, just like in your day, I know you have tons of meetings. So I know that you meet with the historic preservation. What is it? Is there something else that goes after that committee? Historic commission. Okay, and then also the city of Sedona. You're always meeting with them. Mm-hmm. You have to always show different updates. Correct?
Yeah, the city of Sedona is a really good partner for us, and they, we have a city service provider contract with them, and so we want to always make sure we're living up to our end of that contract and providing the services we're supposed to provide. And the museum is in Jordan Historical Park, which is a city park, and so we work closely with city staff on, maintaining the park, maintaining the buildings, that kind of thing. So now building relationships with the city and other partners is super important.
It is, and you spend a lot of time doing that.
Yeah.
So this would be a commonplace for you every week?
Yeah, I would say relationship building with not just the city, but I mean donors and members and board members and volunteers. I mean, relationship building, I think, is a big part of the job.
We have a big fundraiser coming up, don't we, during this time for the Sedona Heritage Museum, don't we? We don't have anything that we're doing, like some sort of I know that we were doing a campaign at one point, right?
Our annual campaign. Yeah, if
that's what I'm referring to.
Yeah, so our annual campaign from late in 2025 and into early 2026 was an effort to raise $40,000 to help us improve exhibits and interpretation at all of our sites. It's the first time we've kind of had a comprehensive approach to
that's awesome.
Telling stories at all 4 of our sites. So that's the museum in Jordan Historical Park, that's Cook Cedar Glade Cemetery, that's Sherman Red Rock Cemetery, and that's a Sherman homestead.
Yes, we're going to talk about the Sherman homestead on another show because that's really exciting.
Yeah, we've got some real exciting things coming up there.
Really exciting. And I don't think a lot of people really understand that wine started in the state of Arizona with the Shermans.
Yeah.
And that
first
in
commercial
itself
winery in Arizona.
Is a whole podcast.
Absolutely.
So anyway, well, there you go. Listen, we have run out of time. I can't believe it.
We barely scratched the surface.
We just talk and talk and talk, and we go, oh my gosh, there it is. So you will come back next month. I'm excited to talk to you. We'll talk about the Shermans, and this will give you time to tell me more about what's it like in the day of, right? Nate Meyers, the executive director of Sedona Heritage Museum. If you haven't visited, get over there. It's on Jordan Road. Get to know where you're visiting and also where you're living. All right. Thank you, Nate, so much. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
You can taste it in every bite. For over 30 years, Chef Lisa Dahl has redefined what it means to dine in Sedona, serving soulful, handcrafted cuisine inspired by love, artistry, and community. From the wood-fired kitchens of Mariposa to the couture flair of Butterfly Burger, every experience is elevated, every ingredient intentional. To learn more about Lisa Dahl and the Dahl restaurants, please visit cheflisadahl.com.
Need a clean car fast? Come to Cleaner, Quicker Car Wash. We'll have you sparkling and back on the road in minutes. Whether you're after a quick shine or a deep clean, you'll get top quality service, eco-friendly soaps, and smiles all around. Drive up, shine up, and feel good, all without slowing down your day, and look like a star in your car. Located in West Sedona on Highway 89A. For more information, visit cleanerquickercarwash.com.
Here's more of Sedona's Backstage Pass with Shondra, presented by the Dahl Group.
I am so excited to have this individual, this artist, this multi-talented artist sitting next to me in the studio right now. Jill Trenholm, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
I'm just thrilled. You know, a lot of people know you here in Sedona as a sculptor.
Yes.
And you are the protege of the late, great, world-renowned John Soderbergh. And you know what I really miss? I miss his sculptures by Whole Foods.
Oh, everybody does.
Oh my gosh. We were all like, where is it?
I know, me too. It's heartbreaking that it's gone.
I know. And the chair too.
Yep, the chair too.
So for those of you who don't know, John Soderbergh was an amazing, amazing sculptor, and he helped so many people and has wonderful sculptures that are actually in Sedona as well as around the world. Mm-hmm. And so tell us a little bit about how you met him, how you came to be in his class. Were you a sculptor before?
Yes, I sculpted before. I did a line of collectible figurines called In a Nutshell, and they were sold nationally. And I was put on QVC.
Oh my gosh, how cool is that?
And I also did a lot of giftware and product design for the flower industry, the flower company like Teleflora.
Oh,
where after the flowers are gone, you still have a gift. And I was designing those kind of products like a teapot or a Christmas ornament or some kind of a basket that looks like a house, that kind of a thing.
How cool is that? I mean, really, that's huge. That's the big time.
Well, it kept me busy. And when I came to Sedona, I wanted to do more art. And I was doing sculpture, but I was doing more assemblage art sculpture, where I was taking findings and assembling them together.
Oh, that's interesting.
I was in the grocery store one day, and I heard these two gentlemen talking in front of me in line at the checkout about the John Soderbergh, and that he was teaching this 14-year-old girl, and she was like amazing. And I said, "Excuse me, is John Soderbergh teaching?" And they said, "Yeah, he just put an ad in Kudos." So I went home and I looked him up. I sent him an email, and instantly he sent me an email back saying, "Come on down to the studio." And that's where I started. I met him, and I went in with the intention of sculpting a dragon or something. And he said, "No, I would like you to start with the human head." And I thought, oh, okay. But I did it, and I have a knack for it because of the sculpting I'd done before. So I just studied under him for about 5 years and then became his assistant. And he called me his protege, which is an honor.
It is. So great. Did you have schooling for this?
I went to Utah State on a vocal scholarship, actually.
Oh, yes.
But I was an illustration major and a music minor.
Oh,
So,
very cool.
Yeah, so it was really, really an honor to meet John and work with him, and then be able to work alongside him as well. In the last 2 years of his life, my sweetheart Frank and I became his caregivers.
Right. Do you know about that? And that was very intense.
Yeah, it was.
God bless you for doing that.
Well, it was an honor, too. It really was.
It was very difficult. John had some health issues along the way.
He did.
My husband Tom and I have knew John for a very long time. We've been here for 23 years.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So we met him right away and saw him moving from different galleries, his own places, that sort of thing. He had one where Whole Foods is now, which it wasn't Whole Foods back then. It was
I
New
heard about
Frontiers.
that. Yeah, I heard
and
about
it was
that.
the inside mall kind of thing. And just things like that. And just always a kind man, very kind, very talented, and very humble. And a matter of fact, I think what's really neat is we're going to get into your music in a moment, because a lot of people don't know that you are a singer-songwriter.
That's
with
right.
quite a background. But I want to talk about one other thing. This is really important to me. You have a new project called the Monument Project. And this kind of falls also to what John loved to do. He loved to give back to Native people, to Mexican communities, impoverished communities. He spent a lot of time. I think he was Santa Claus in real life.
Yes.
And I mean, he looked just like Santa Claus.
Yeah,
and
he did.
when he played Santa Claus, I believed he was the real Santa Claus. So now you've got something very similar.
Yes,
in its own way.
I'm moving into creating monuments, and I have 2 that I'm working on now, but the one I want to talk about is Dear Woman. And this is a monument to raise awareness for the missing and murdered Indigenous women. And Dear Woman is known in many Indigenous cultures as a fierce protector of women and children. So I have her sculpted. I used my friend Helena LaPlante as my model. She's a full-blood Navajo. And I put antlers on her.
Oh, my gosh.
And then I put the red handprint across her face, where that's a symbol for the missing and murdered Indigenous women. And then I have her wrapped in a blanket of earth. And in that blanket, there are 350 faces of the missing women.
Oh, God. Gives me chills.
It is shocking and striking, but that's the point, to raise awareness. I want people to look at that and say, what is that? What's this about?
Good for you. It is a huge, huge issue. I don't think a lot of people know this. I became aware of it when I believe I was hosting films at the film festival, and I think there was one in there that was about this. Mind-blowing.
It said that Indigenous women go missing or are murdered 10 times more often than any other demographic, and it's throughout Canada, United States, actually throughout the world.
What is that about?
Well,
I mean, what is that? Are they just not protected? Or is it just? I don't understand that. I think about the open land, and I think it would be more safe.
Well, you have to go back to the causes and conditions, because this is happening not only by outside people coming onto the reservation and doing this, and it's also happening inside the reservation.
Okay.
And so we think about, historical trauma. And I believe in order for trauma to heal, it must first be acknowledged.
Absolutely.
And when I get this into a 10-foot monument, I think this will really help to start raising awareness.
So I don't think a lot of people even know at all about this. There's a very select, I feel, like of all the billions of people.
I agree.
I don't think there's a smidgen of people that know this.
I agree.
I was shocked.
Yeah.
Just totally shocked. So this is a really wonderful thing. Can we read about this? Where can we go?
You can go to my website, and there's a video on there that I've posted about it. And I'm also going to be presenting it to the city on the 10th of March for a moment of art. And then I'll have an official unveiling at the library. And I don't have that date yet, but I think it's going to be the following Saturday.
That's very
in March.
exciting.
Yeah.
So Jill's website, I'm going to spell it for you. So it's Jill, Jill, and then it's T as in Tom, RENHOLM.com, JillTrenholm.com. So you can find out all about Jill and what she's up to, and of course about this monument project and the specific one, and you'll find the dates and everything there. And if you are looking for the date at the library, I always get this wrong. Sedona Community Library, right? Sedona Community Library. Or is it Community Sedona?
I don't know either.
I know what the thing is. I have written it many times. I just, without looking at it. But at any rate, it is our public library. And yes, it is a wonderful place for the community. And I would highly suggest that you go look them up. And you can also find out from them what this date will be. So now that we have covered this, nobody, or I should say very few people in town know about your background as a singer, songwriter, and a musician.
That's true. I think when I'm doing my art, my music, it gets put on the back shelf. And when I'm doing my music, the art gets put on the back shelf. So it's really, really nice for you to invite me. I'm excited to come and play my songs, because one of my favorite things, I've written so many songs. I'm like a contemporary folk singer, and I tell stories with my music.
Yes, I would put your music into the coffee house, perhaps, and also demographically great, because it kind of reminds me of the days I grew up with James Taylor,
right,
and Carly Simon and Carole King,
right,
all the great writers of the 70s.
We must be in the same area.
Yes, I'm sure we are. I have a feeling about that anyway. But I'm not going to mention age right now. We are very young at heart.
That's right.
And young in energy. You're doing a million things, and I am too. Plus, Jill is going to be in the Living Room music series, which just had its debut again after 10 years of a hiatus. I brought it back, and now at Mary Fisher Theater, which is part of the Sedona International Film Festival. I'm very excited. That is in exactly 2 weeks, I believe.
Yep.
The 26th of January. So those of you coming into town, you're looking for live music and an experience that's intimate and fun. Get to know Jill behind her music and behind her sculptures. Now, this is where you want to be, 7 o'clock on January 26th at Mary Fisher Theater. That's going to be fun for you.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
You're going to be at home because it's a living room.
Yeah,
and you've done them.
Yeah, my favorite venues are house concerts. And when I first got here in my studio, I was hosting house concerts, but I can't do that because of the septic system that we're on. So I can only have 24 people in the studio at one time.
See.
So yeah,
I see. Always those details.
Yeah,
it always comes down to the bathrooms.
I know.
What is that about?
Well, I think we need to get on the sewer system. That would be very lovely.
That would be lovely. Where is your studio, by the way?
It's just past the Recycle Center. It's at 45 Finley Drive, Unit B.
Finley. Right. I know that's exactly that. There's a lot over there.
Yeah, Bark and Purr Pet Care Center is
Humane
there.
Society Sedona is there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And a really nice whiskey place is over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And a florist. Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
That's easy to find. So let's talk about your music.
Okay.
So when did you start playing guitar?
Well, I started playing piano when I was a kid.
Okay.
And when I turned 16, my parents rented a guitar for me. And they told me if I stuck with the lessons, I would get one for Christmas. And I was born in September, so it didn't take me too long. And I received a guitar. And that changed when I went to college, and I couldn't bring a piano with me. And I know there were electronic keyboards, but I didn't have one. And I took the guitar and just started playing from there. I went to Utah State on a vocal scholarship and played with many, jazz trios. I did everything from top 40 bands. I joined a top 40 band in college, and that was fun playing around. And then moved to Los Angeles and played a lot of music out there in the clubs out there.
So what kind of music were you leaning towards? You're mentioning jazz. But what was your favorite artist back then? What was influencing you as a songwriter?
Well, I've been huge fans. I've been a fan of both Sean Colvin and Patty Griffin. I like those songwriter, storytelling songwriter people, and that's basically what I do. I don't know if people know who those people are, but I love them.
Yeah.
And Eva Cassidy has the most beautiful voice
phenomenal
ever. Yeah, and her song styling.
Eva Cassidy was from San Diego.
Yeah.
And I was working in my bands at the same time that she was working.
Mm-hmm.
We were all like, there's a lot of people still working. Unfortunately, Eva's gone, isn't she?
She actually passed at age 32.
It was a shame.
Mm-hmm.
It was horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful voice.
Yeah.
The best one of the best renditions of True Colors I've ever heard was hers.
Yeah, Somewhere Over the Rainbow, all of, so many. Imagine.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Just incredible. So these are the people that were influencing you.
Right.
And others, was your family involved in music at all?
My sisters, we all took piano lessons, and we would, we were assigned one sister. I have three sisters. One would be assigned to watch the other to make sure that they practiced for their full half hour.
Oh my God!
That kind of a thing, and none of them stuck with it, but I did.
Oh my gosh! Did you ever out anybody?
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
You got up to use the restroom, so you have to come back here for 2 more minutes.
Oh, my gosh. I love that. You were the hall monitor. I'm sure they really appreciated that. So were your parents involved in music at all?
My mom sang, and she played the piano. And my grandparents on my dad's side were singers, and they performed, mostly for their church and weddings and funerals. So
right. Okay. Cool. And did you do this for a living?
Yeah, I did it for many, many years.
So where are you originally from?
I was born in Wyoming.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, and my father worked for the Forest Service, and my mother taught kindergarten, and we traveled the Intermountain West. So my dad we went from Wyoming to Colorado to Idaho to Utah. My parents are still in Utah.
Oh my goodness, that's a lot of moving.
Yeah,
all during your formulative years.
Yes, Intermountain West. Yeah.
Wow. I say wow because of I don't hear often people are born in Wyoming. You want to guess where I was born?
I have no idea.
Well, if I talk like this, does that give you a clue?
A little Texas?
Uh-huh. But it's where in Texas?
I have no idea.
Amarillo, Texas?
Oh.
How many people do you know are born in Amarillo?
I don't know, but I've been to Amarillo several times, and there's not too much to do.
Well, there's the Amarillo Little Theater. I'm going to give them a plug because I grew up there pretty much, watching my parents in shows.
Oh, that's
and
great.
I just saw an ad with them. I was like, oh my God, they're doing so well. All right, getting back to you.
Okay.
So I understand that you worked with Michael McDonald.
I did.
You have a story for us on that?
I do. I used to play when I lived in Portland, Oregon. There was a winery, Mary Hill Winery, and they have the amphitheater out there too, and they would have big names come in. But right next to the amphitheater is the winery, and I was out there playing on the patio every Saturday or Sunday for a while. And I saw that they said, if you sign up to volunteer for the concert, you can go see it for free. And I'm like, oh, I'm doing that. Michael McDonald's coming. So I signed up to volunteer, and I didn't know, but they had he looks for local artists to open for him. And they had put my name in and handed him my CD among other people's CDs as well.
Wow.
And he chose mine. And so when I opened for him, I said, I thought I was signing up to volunteer. I thought I'd be parking cars or taking tickets or helping people find their seat. But I really like this position where I get to open for him.
Nice guy?
Very nice guy. Yep.
Great. Yeah. Wow, what a thing.
Yeah, it was really an amazing evening. That was a big crowd of 3,000, I think. And
fabulous.
Yeah, it was fun for me. Very
really
fun.
Good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Did you keep that friendship? Did you develop into a friendship?
No, it was just short. I'm sure he was on tour, going through, but I got to hang out with the background singers too and have meals with them. And then I got to go into his trailer before the show and meet him and get my photo taken with him.
How wonderful.
Yeah.
Love it. I just love stories like that. Anything crazy happen in your working as a single? And we're going to, by the way, Jill's going to play a song. I want to make sure that I get this in. So, but you got to tell me, I worked as a single for years. You worked as a single for years. Mm-hmm. Give me the craziest thing that ever happened to you.
Well, that's funny because everybody has like crazy gig stories.
Yes.
Well, I was in Portland, Oregon, and somebody said, for exposure, you should come down and play the Pearl, a night in the Pearl, like our first Friday type of thing. So I'm like, okay. So I get down there and they send me into a furniture store. And nobody knows where I should go or set up. They said, just pick a vignette for the furniture and set up there. And then I started playing and people came in and it got more and more and more crowded to where people were standing on my guitar case and I barely had enough room to strum. It was the most bizarre situation.
That's crazy, being surrounded by people when you're trying to play.
That close.
And, that's really intense.
Well, at one point there was something going on across the way. They were announcing a fashion show. So everybody turned their backs to me, and they're
typical.
like
I know.
an arm's length away with their backs to me. It's all around me. It's crazy.
I think I've lived a little different version of that. So now you're going to play something for us?
Yes.
And what's the title of this song?
This one's called Looking Forward. And I wrote this song for a friend of mine that was going through breast cancer. And I was looking for something to write to her in a card, and I just Googled, inspirational quotes, and this one popped up saying, "I'm looking forward to looking back on all of this." I thought, oh, that'd be a great song, and it's a healing song. And this has also worked, like I played for the Coffee Creek Correctional Facility for Women in Oregon, so people looking forward to looking back on that kind of a thing as well. So. When the truth hit, a ton of bricks fell. She went wishing for a way, searching for a well. And in the fog of it all, in the tightening of this twist, she looked forward to looking back on all of this. Once her mind was made up, she knew her path would be hard, so she polished her armor and shined up her sword. She decided not to think of all the things she would miss. She looked forward to looking back on all of this. And the healing stars shone in the healing night sky, and the earth rolled around another day. And the way she got through was one breath at a time. She kept breathing till she was breathing fine. Well, the battle was rugged, war raged in her heart. She often felt torn up and broken. And when she knew she couldn't sleep, she still turned out the light and looked forward to looking back on the night. And the healing stars shone in the healing night sky, and the earth rolled around another day. And the way she got through was one breath at a time. She kept breathing till she was breathing fine. Some days were so long, she'd sigh and stare, but that's what it took to get better. And when the worst of it was over, she looked back and she said, I'm looking forward, I'm looking forward.
Beautiful. Jill Trenholm. Oh, I'm in tears. If you want to hear Jill, make sure you see her on January 26th at 7 p.m. at the Mary Fisher Theater in the Living Room Music Series. Thank you, Jill. We'll be right back. Stay with me.
You've explored the trails, stood in awe of the red rocks. Now discover how Sedona became Sedona. The Sedona Heritage Museum tells the story of Red Rock country, from ancient cultures to today's vibrant community. It's interactive, family-friendly, and open year-round, indoors and out. Sedona Heritage Museum, preserving and sharing the soul of Red Rock country. Plan your visit at sedonamuseum.org or call 928-282-7038.
Take a deep breath, then let it go. At Sedona's New Day Spa, your escape begins the moment you arrive. Enjoy luxurious massages, rejuvenating facials, and native-inspired body treatments. Every moment is designed to restore balance and renew your spirit. Voted Sedona's Best Day Spa, this is more than self-care. It's your sanctuary. Book your experience today at SedonaNewDaySpa.com or call 928-282-7502.
When your project demands precision, experience, and trust, turn to Sefton Engineering Consultants. From expert civil engineering to construction management, we deliver real-world solutions that stand the test of time. With over 30 years in the business, Luke Sefton's team is committed to getting your project done right, on time, and on budget. Sefton Engineering Consultants. Reliable, experienced, personal. Learn more at SeftonEngineeringConsultants.com. Here's more of Backstage Pass with Shondra, brought to you by Chef Lisa Dahl.
Oh my gosh, what a fun show. I mean, really, I love it when Nate Meyers... Oh, do you hear that? Okay, you know what time it is. It's time for my shameless Shondra spot. All right, I've got a report to you. Okay, we had our very first In the Living Room music series. I say our because it took a team of people. You know, I did this series... I started it, I should say, in 2014 through 2016, 2 full years, every Wednesday. And there were all these great artists coming in. And this was at a place in the village of Oak Creek here in Sedona called the Center for Positive Living. And I started it because I wanted to support not only the center, but artists here in Sedona and the Verde Valley. And boy, did we have a lot of great artists, even artists coming in from Nashville that were on their way somewhere. They wanted to come in and perform at the series. And what made it different and what makes it still different, because it's been like seriously 10 years since we've done this series, because now we're doing it again at Mary Fisher every other Monday at 7 p.m. And what makes it really different is the audience gets to ask questions of the artist. They actually just say it out loud. I come around with a mic, and they ask the questions of the artist during their concert. So it's not like they do a concert and there's a Q&A. It's not like that. You're in the living room, and we treat it as such. And it was so much fun. We had the very first one, and we're getting ready for the second one. The first one was with Susie Showmaker, brilliant woman, fantastic singer, songwriter, musician. With what stories did she have? Wow. And she's a very dear friend of mine. And it was really special because Susie was the very first singer that ever sang at the Mary D. Fisher Theater when it first opened. So this was like a coming around to have her be the very first artist in the new In the Living Room music series. So Patrick Schweiss, the executive director, was thrilled, and it was packed, and we had a blast. For instance, Susie broke a string, and she put the string on as we were talking, and the audience was asking her questions as she was attempting to put her new string on, and we tuned it right there in front of everybody, and we just had a great time. A lot of singing together. It was really fun, just very moving. People were crying and laughing. It was just so much fun. And I do want to tell you that the next artist is coming on January 26th. Mark your calendars, 7 p.m., Mary D. Fisher Theater, January 26th, In the Living Room with Jill Trenholm, who is and was on this show, right? So make sure you come January 26th. Get to know Jill behind her music In the Living Room music series, and you can get your tickets at SedonaFilmFestival.com. Well, I got to tell you, this was so much fun. Oh, thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much for always being here on every Saturday at 10 a.m. Remember, you can hear it live streaming on mellowmountainradio.com. Let me say that again, mellowmountainradio.com. And on the radio at 106.5 KAZM FM and 780 AM. And I've got a lot of people to thank right now. First of all, I want to thank my engineer and producer who does a fantastic job with these shows. Ryan Thompson, thank you so much. And the owner of the station, Chuck Helstein, great guy. Thank you so much, Chuck, for all that you do. And my wonderful sponsors. Without them, I couldn't do this. I want to thank the Sedona Heritage Museum, Sefton Engineering, Cleaner Quicker Car Wash, Sedona New Day Spa, Sedona Ballet, and my presenting sponsor, Chef Lisa Dahl and the Dahl Restaurant Group. Thank you all so much. And thank you for listening. And remember, every Saturday at 10 a.m., get your VIP pass out for Sedona's Backstage Pass to hear all those great stories behind the scenes. And I will see you next time. Oh, remember, you can always visit Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Pandora Radio if you've missed it. All right? See you then, and get that VIP pass out and ready every Saturday, 10 a.m.